In this video, we're going to go ahead and define what explanatory and response variables are for the purpose of doing what we're going to do later, which is linear regression. So an explanatory variable is the independent variable in a study. It is also known as the predictor variable. So the explanatory variable, if we think about this like a science class, the explanatory variable is the variable that you are controlling the values of somehow, or the values of the explanatory value are being looked at to see how they affect the other type of variable, which is the response variable. That's going to be the dependent variable in your study. The response variable is explained by the explanatory variable. So let's look at an example and see if we can identify the explanatory and response variables. So we want to see whether the scores a student receives on a test is affected by how much they prepared beforehand or how long they studied for. Which is the explanatory variable and which is the response variable. So we're looking, our two variables are the score that the student received on the test and how long they studied. So we want to ask ourselves, when we're trying to decide which is which, is the score going to be affected by the amount of time they studied, or is the amount of time they study going to be affected by how long or by how well they did on the test? So which is affected by the other? Well, the score they get on the test is affected by how much they study. So whatever is being affected by the other variable, that's your response variable. So their test score is our response variable. Their score on the test is in response to how long they studied. So then their study time, or how long they studied, however you want to write that out, their study time then is our explanatory variable. Because the test score changes based on how long the student studied. So that is a quick introduction into